Hey Warriors, I hope you're all doing good. I know, the much awaited mega launch. I did receive a comment in the video saying that the festivities are already over and I'm a little late. Well, unfortunately, the Diwali season this time was in the middle of the exams of November 23. And I did not want to spoil anyone's attention at the time of exams because then it doesn't make sense, right? These kind of videos are not something which should hamper your studies at any point of time. And so I wanted to delay this a little further. I mean, if you have not got the opportunity to celebrate Diwali, why not do it now? In our fraternity, you and I both know, holidays are never really a thing. The more you have holidays, the more you have classes. The more you try to enjoy something, the more workload comes on you, right? And so for our fraternity, I only tell one thing. The festivities are when you actually have something good in your head. And so I think take the video in the right spirit is what my thought would be. There are a lot of good things happening recently. That's what I heard, While I'm not much interacting with the world right now, but I did hear India has qualified the semi-finals. It's all going to finals. There is a lot of good things happening in the market. And so I think without an occasion, festivities are already going on. It's more about the happiness than the occasion, right? I am personally excited about this myself. Today is a very exciting day for me because I embark on a new journey for my own ambitions. It's a little risky from my side as well, but I wanted to take this opportunity because, it's important that you take some new decisions at some point of time. You see the quote, right? I'm going to explain this a little while now. Before I do the launches for you and show you what exciting things I have in plate for you today, I wanted to take you back to my journey. Imagine 2018, a young chap who has completed his CA Inter, has joined one of the very reputed Big Fours in the country, and is preparing for his CA finals, going through classes, working hard and all those things. Life is going good, but there's still something missing. The one thing which is missing is the ambitions which the guy had. Yes, obviously everyone when you join CA has a dream to become a CA. There's no doubt about it. Even I had it myself, but I had something more. In 2012, 13, 14, when you were in school times, you see your teachers personally and the kind of efforts they put to you to groom you to be a good person. I had some of my favorite teachers as well. Every time I used to see them and the kind of excitement they used to bring in our eyes every time we used to study for our exams was something very different, right? And so back in those times itself, I always used to think, why should I just be a CA? Why can't I be a little bit more? Hence the first step. Somewhere about 2018, when I'm almost in my last year of articleship, preparing for my CA final, direct tax is my core subject in my articleship because that's what I'm doing for my whole articleship. And I start reading books, obviously the CA final books, not anything else. And I come across a lot of authors, direct taxes. You and I both know it's not an easy subject, neither for us. Yes, no one of us likes the subject so much, not because the subject is not interesting, because I feel the subject is very voluminous. And it was nothing different for me as well. Back in those times when in 2018 I was preparing for my direct taxes, I always used to look at the guides and the books which used to come in the market. And I always used to think to myself, is direct tax really this tough? I always used to feel the direct tax was more exciting for me than audit and any other subjects. Everyone has their own personal preferences. And so I always used to feel that the subject is easy if you really understand it to the core of it, right? And so in 2018, I decided myself, rather than relying on someone else's books, why don't I make my own, right? Now that book started with a small intention to help me clear my exams. And so like you, I would have also prepared some notes, the running notes and all which you prepare for your exams. But, they say that every time you do something, everything has a reason for it, right? I had a bad handwriting, right? So I can never, prepare my own handwritten notes. Because I did it for some of the subjects. I'm not saying that I did not do it, but I never used to prefer my own handwriting because it was never exciting for me to do it. And so what I used to do is I used to always, make my notes in a Word document format, right? So I always used to type my notes out. It definitely used to take a lot of time for me as well, but I felt that was more exciting and appealing for me. At the same time, I always used to feel like, if you're reading some printed notes, again, the same guides thought comes into your head. So you feel like you don't want to read it anymore and everything. And so I'm the kind of, the the young chap, the young kind of person who doesn't like to. I'm the more Gen Z kind of person, while I might look a little nerdy and everything, I'm more the Gen Z kind of person. And so I like to explore a few things. Which is when, when I was preparing my notes and everything, I used to use different kind of fonts, different kind of texts and everything, and make a little few images and all those things. And I prepared a few chapters, right? Preparing the few chapters I used to read for my exams, and I was always happy for my preparation phase. But obviously, when you're in an articleship firm, you always have juniors next to you. You always have your mentors along with you, and so you cannot prepare your own notes just like that. You always have to get it vetted from someone also, right? Hence came the first opportunity. I showed my notes to my junior articles, the ones who were not even started with direct tax preparations, and I showed it to my manager as well, just to see how they react to it. And the first thing they came and asked me, Rahul, are you an author? And I asked to myself, not really. Why is it that is the question? They said to me that, Rahul, you know what? These notes look like something which can really be printed and sold to the market to be exciting. And I thought, really, do I really want to do that? But I think the thought provoked me, because more than my manager, my article friends were very favoring me. At least, the first thing which I heard from one of my very close friends from my articleship juniors was that she was very excited to read my book. The book gave her a sense of pride and an excitement to even start preparing and reading it from it, right? And she always used to come and tell me that, Rahul, why don't you prepare it for the other chapters as well? Rather than me going and referring some other guides, I would feel like using your guides not just for my, not just for my classes or for my exams, but also for my practical world. And that was more interesting for me, right? The kind of excitement she showed was the kind of excitement I suddenly started feeling to myself. And rather than doing it for myself, I think I took it upon myself to take it as an obligation. When I say not an obligation per se, maybe more like a thought, I guess. Yes. And hence started the journey. I mean, I started preparing a few notes. Again, the thought at that point of time was never to become a teacher, never to become an author. It was more about preparing the few notes which could help my junior articles do more of their practical work, right? So I started with those few chapters like assessment and appeals and charitable organizations and a few chapters here and there. And once the practical scenario was over, I think I stopped writing for a good amount of time. I had those notes with me, but it just went into my drive, and it never made sense out of it. I was again back to preparing for my own exams, and I think you do realize, right? It's not easy to complete all the chapters. So I only prepared it for only a few chapters and I left it there. 2019, I think, was my CA final. I was using some other guides only at that point of time because I had a few chapters in my hand which I was using. But beyond that, I think I was always, you always rely on some renowned authors for your exams, right? So I also relied on some renowned authors and I wrote my exams. I remember qualifying my exams in 2019 August. Kind of an exciting times, because I remember the very next day I had to go to my family for a wedding, and I told them very clearly that if I clear, I come to the wedding. If I don't clear, I don't come to the wedding. And immediately on the wedding day was also Raksha Bandhan, if I remember properly. So imagine a day before you have your results, and the next day you have to face a big family in front of you. You always have the thought as to whether you will do well, not do well, and all those things. Obviously any person has it, and I was no exceptions. Cut to the chase, I think August 15th or 14th it was, I don't remember the date exactly. My results come, and yeah, I think I managed to clear the whole CA at the age of 21 in the first attempt. A lot of other people have also done it. I'm no great person here, but I think the sense of excitement was very different that day, right? Cut to the chase, I think I come back and I start working in my big four for a good amount of time. I'm still thinking about what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and again, the thought never arises to me whether should I look into this venturing or not, because I was dumped with work and I had things to do. Life was going good. A few months down the line, I think my sister comes to me and she decides to say that, you know what, Bhaiya, I think I also wanted to pursue this career of CA. And it's always exciting, right? I mean, you know what journey you have gone through, and you know what your journey was, but seeing it from someone else's eyes looks a little different, right? So I was excited. I was definitely excited. I was equally worried because I mean, I know the kind of pain I've gone through, and you always think, uh, is this the same kind of pain or the pressure which someone else can go through, especially if they're close to you, right? But I mean, I wanted to give her an opportunity, and I told her, I think it's a great opportunity. You should definitely try it out. Um, she writes her CA foundation November attempt, and November, June, I don't remember exactly, but she writes her attempt and she qualifies. Comes to her inter exams, and I think she's preparing for her inter that time. This is about 2020, right? I'm again working on my office, everything is going chilled out. At a few instances, I go to her and I help her in her books and everything. I mean, help her in her classes and everything. And March 2020, I think the right moment, COVID hits, right? Everything is on lockdown. We are at home doing nothing. I mean, doing nothing, obviously, working from home, not like doing nothing. But anyway, I think that's how it's going on. Her classes have shifted from physical model to virtual models. Everyone is in a dire stress. No one knows what is happening in the market. We are thinking tomorrow we'll open, tomorrow we'll open, tomorrow we'll start working, we'll start earning. You look at first wave, then suddenly second wave starts, and the third wave starts. Vaccines are coming. People are banging on the roads, shouting in the screens, lighting off. Modi Sarkar comes and tells this and all that. Too many things were going on, and I think it was November 2020, which my sister was supposed to write her CA inter exams. I was one day at her home and I was asking to myself, how is it going, right? And it was just an internal thought, but I think she heard me out, and she came to me and she said, you know what, Bhaiya, I think it's going great. And at that time, I was just Suma looking at her books and everything, and I noticed the income tax book. I noticed the faculty had given her some loose sheets, for every chapter. And I asked her, how much did you understand out of this? And she said, you know what, trying my best. Again, income tax is not an easy thing for an inter person. So trying my best, that's what I heard from her. I think the moment I heard that word from her, I felt the kind of unrest, which is where it suddenly came to me back, year back, where I was talking to my junior articles, and the thought that they were very excited about my material. I quickly go into my material and I ask myself, how much of the inter syllabus have I covered? I look at my material and I notice most of the material is from final level, but I think to convert it into inter was not a great challenge. So I look at my material, I had covered almost about 60-70% of the syllabus, and immediately after that I go to my material and I check, okay, there is some 30% syllabus pending. Why can't I do something extra, right? I take a few more months. Anyway, it's COVID, so I'm working from home. I have my things going on. I start working on my material, right? I complete the balance 3 or 4 chapters, whichever pending. I one day take this opportunity, go to my office. By the way, this is between us. I go to my office. I have the whole material in my hand. I take a printout of about 250, 300 pages. Again, you have all done it. There's no secret behind it. So I take some about 250, 300 pages of materials, and I print it out. Now this is the CA Inter edition. Yes, I show it to my juniors, my managers, and I said, do you know what, ma'am? You remember the material printers documents which I was printing? I think I toned it down a little bit. I have made it into an inter material right now. This is how the material looks like. It's about 300, 350 pages. I could see the glow in their eyes, right? The kind of happiness which they had, and the kind of proud feeling which they had to say that, you know what, there is a young chap in my office, age of 21, so ambitious in life to end up making a material at the age of 21. The whole CA inter material, which is about 600, 700 pages in your ICI material, come down to about 250, 300 pages. I think that excitement sparks me someday, right? But I'm still I'm still waiting for that excitement, because I think for me the material was made not for my manager or my articles. It was made more for my sister. So I immediately take the material, I rush to my home, I show it to my sister, and I say, you know what, use this. She looks at me, she stares at my face, and she says, what is this, Bhaiya? And I tell her, this is your key to success for your income tax. right? I prepare a whole material, I gave it to her, and I asked her how much pages were your faculty's material. She says about the same 600 700 pages with some questions and everything. And I said, you know what, use this 350 pages. I think this 350 pages would be your short success to exams. There would be some modifications here and there, some changes here and there, but I think this should definitely help you better. The happiness was very different. I think, you know what, she was not expressive, I'm not expressive, but I think we could hear it from each other just by the eye contact we had. How proud she was to me and how proud I was to her, right? Because obviously I wanted her to clear, she wanted me to excel. It's obviously a very, very pure relationship. November 23 comes, she writes her exams. I am equally scared, worried, I don't know what is happening. And I trust myself, I trust her. We go for the exams. I sit along with her in every single exam, and I drive her to the classes. I drive her to the exam hall. I bring her back, you know, just to go through that fear, the pain which was going through. Because I mean, I do miss those days, to be very honest, and I'm sure many of you who was qualified also does. Comes January, February, she clears her exam in the first attempt. I somehow see myself coming back, and there was this time when in the month of March I looked at myself and I said, you know what, I made some documents, some final documents, some inter documents. I also made a CA inter book. The only thing which is pending is to make a CA final book. But am I capable enough, right? It's a thought, it's a genuine thought, because obviously, you know, there are players in the market, there are big players in the market in this field, and I mean, no doubts about it, they are really you know, they have made their worth in the market. While some of them have retired and they really have done a great job, they have made their mark in the market, you know. At the age of 21, do you think you can really be capable enough to them, is what the question which came up in my head. And so I gave it a pause, yes, but I still had that ambition in my mind, which is why I decided, maybe let's start with the material, right? Let's see how it goes. So I'm in 2021 preparing my 2021, I'm preparing my material. I am trying to complete my CA final as quick as possible. I create a material. To the shock of me, it is about 700 pages, right? I open up the ICI module and I find out that the ICI module is almost about 1800 1900 pages, maybe about 2500 pages, kita that number, right? I'm shocked to myself. Have I really made a material which is about 700 pages for CA final, right? I don't trust myself. So again, I go back, I reach my article friend, the junior which I had, and I ask her, you know what, I think you have been my inspiration to make this material. I wanted to give this first copy to you. I wanted you to vet it and let me know how it's going, right? Over the journey, she vets the material, few here, few there. She may not be able to complete it because obviously she's preparing for a CA final. I think all those thoughts come up, right? We are definitely doing it together. But I think the material is kind of ready, right? Now I'm in 2021 thinking to myself, I have really prepared a material. Should I really let it go waste, right? Absolutely zero thought about teaching and everything, just a thought to make a material. I made a material. I was looking at what I can do with this material. So you know, I prepared the material, I gave it off to a few of my friends, a few of my colleagues, a few of my juniors, but I still felt that, you know, a material could help the larger audience as such also. I talked to people, reach out a few academies and everything, but obviously, you know, everyone has this thought, do I really give an opportunity to a young chap of 21 to, you know, start teaching and all those things? So not very exciting. I did get enrolled into an academy, but there were some internal challenges and I could not proceed forward. And so, you know what, the material goes on hold. I asked to myself, is it the end of it, right? And you always ask yourself the doubt as to, you know, are you a little ahead of yourself? Are you a little too over ambitious? And then a voice came to me which said, you know what, Rahul, sometimes you need to make choices. I go a little out of the way. I start looking at publishers in the market. I start talking to them, trying to understand if I can make an opportunity. I speak to one, two, three, four, fifth person. Could not get through because they already have big players in the market. So again, I start losing hope one by one, and decide to myself, maybe it's not the right opportunity. Then I was just randomly going through some sites, and I noticed Taxman, the very famous publisher here in India. I was going through their website and I realized that the Taxman website actually does not have a direct tax faculty right now. When I say a direct tax faculty, I mean they don't have a material being published in a direct tax module, right? Again, the thought comes up. Taxman being the world famous publishing company for laws in India, um, am I really going to get an opportunity? I think I decide to myself, you know what? There's always a first. Let's give it a shot. I remember taking out a time, taking my whole document, writing a mail to Taxman and informing them that I have a material in my hand, and if they could be my proud sponsors to publish this material in the market. Again, zero intention to earn. Trust me, people, zero intention to earn. Absolutely no idea. Just the thought that I wanted to reach the masses. I wanted to help a lot of people in the market. And the one thing which I remember telling to Taxman is, you know what, if you feel like lowering my commission, lowering my royalty, feel free to do it. I am absolutely not bothered if you give me a zero money. I'm more bothered about you lowering the prices so that it can reach the higher audience. They were also impressed about the thought, but it's a business relationship, so they cannot agree to a certain extent. Anyways, cut to the chase. They look at my material. They come and ask me, you know what, Rahul, I think we wanted to give you an opportunity. Why don't you start preparing a material? And I said them, you know what, sir, I've already prepared the material. I just want you to print it. This is the time of May 21, I think, right? I share them the material. Obviously, it's Taxman, right? They don't just take things on the face value. So they go through the material, they review the whole material by themselves with their experts, English, vocabulary, skills, and all those things. And I remember about June, July, I get an offer where they come and say, you know what, Rahul, let's publish a material. I was shocked, right? Um, a person, a small ambition just to circulate material in the market, have made it just for fun, suddenly gets an opportunity to, sell it to the larger audience from a world's leading publishing company from India, the Taxman Publications. Super excited. I agree the offer. I sign a contract with them. I give them my final material. I don't give them my inter material. I give them a final material because I felt at that point of time inter was not something which people generally used to buy from a local market. They always felt like it's more better if they get it from a faculty teaching. So I never gave them my inter material. I gave them a final material. The first launch, soft launch of my material happens somewhere about in the month of maybe July, August. November attempt. Yes, it was a little late for November. I do agree to that fact, but I was personally excited because I wanted to see the material go to the market. So with zero intentions that the material will be used, I just wanted to make it global, public in the market, and I did that in the month of July. I'm 20, I think 23 by that time. Yes. So faculty at the age of 23 has launched a material from the world's leading publishing company in India. I'm excited. My family is excited. Everyone in the world is now suddenly, favoring Rahul. People at the very highest level in my family come to me and they come and say, you know what, Rahul, I'm very proud that you've become an author. Now I'm no more a CA. At the age of 21, when I cleared CA, people used to come and tell me, Rahul, you're the auditor of auditor of Agarwal's. And 23 now have become the author of Agarwal's. Right? The shift was immense. I mean, I cannot explain you the kind of happiness I had that day. Yet, I think I completed my material. People were happy around me. I was not satisfied. I asked to myself, is there something missing? And um, the thought came back to me, the very thought in 2012, 13, 14, the 15 thought, where I saw my teachers teaching me and guiding me and, grooming me, I would say, to become the person I am right now. Even including the faculties who I have had in my CA fraternity, the very famous legend, Mr. MPV sir, I had the privilege to read along with him. And I asked myself, you know what? I remember preparing an inter material for my sister. I have already completed my final material for Taxman. Why can't I start teaching? right? So July, August, when I get my taxman material, I take a shift once again. For the first time in my life, I start moving to academies. I start talking to a lot of academies in Chennai. I reached out to almost the big players, the small players, everyone in the market, just to see what my worth is, right? I go to everyone, I give them a free copy of my material, and I tell them, this is my material. If you could give me an opportunity to teach, I will be really happy. Uh, Not an easy journey, trust me, I tell you. People don't really trust you at your age because obviously they feel like you are a little too young to justify your position, and I don't deny them. It's definitely challenging. Maybe they were not aware about my pre-articleship experience, my articleship experience in Deloitte, and my tax knowledge and everything. It's totally justified because they have to look at their business also, right? So I start once again. I start facing rejections. One academy rejected, second academy rejected, third academy is not calling me back, and again I start losing myself. But when you least expect things, that's when things happen. um, One of my school juniors, I have no idea who he was, randomly calls me one day and says me that, what, he's seen my material in taxman's portal. While he's a CA inter student, he's personally very excited about seeing my CA final material, and he remembers me because I was a captain in my school for my house. And so he messages me saying, Bhaiya, why don't you start teaching? And while I have the the excitement to write a message on the portal saying, what, I'm trying but it's not happening, I say, yeah, you know what, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure about it. And this junior comes to me and comes and says, Bhaiya, you know what, there is a new academy which has opened up in Chennai, run by a very famous faculty here. I guess they are looking for an indirect tax faculty because the faculty is coming from outside Chennai. Why don't you give it a shot there? And I asked him, do you think it's possible? He said, yes, Bhaiya, because I'm studying in that academy, I can actually think about it. And I asked him, okay, let me know who the faculties are. I come across the faculty's name, one of my close friends who is right now there still with me, Mr. Karthik Manikonda. I hear his name, and I get shocked because Karthik Manikonda is one of my seniors from Deloitte. So I immediately thank my junior. I message Karthik and I come and tell him, hi Karthik, you know what, I have prepared such and such materials. I am a little excited to teach. Do you think your academy, the new academy which has opened, can give me an opportunity? As sweet as he is, he comes to me and he comes and says, yeah, Rahul, sure, give me your CV and I will forward it off. I prepare a CV, I give it off to him. He gives it off to the very famous faculty. COVID times are going on. Unfortunately, I'm also hit with COVID, so I'm down with fever and everything. But I still wait for a message. I'm still looking for an opportunity. I don't get some calls. I'm waiting for a few more days. And maybe one more reminder I send in. And the moment I do that, I immediately get a call from that very famous faculty. He calls me personally and he comes and says, you know what, your CV has come to me from Karthik. I'm actually looking forward to some faculties who can be more Chennai faculties because I have only outstation faculties. Would you like to give it an opportunity? And I said, yes, sure, definitely. I mean, to be under you would be a great privilege for me. He unfortunately comes and tells me that, Rahul, I think this batch is already over. The November attempt is already over. We will not be able to give you an opportunity because unfortunately the classes are already over. Would you like to start teaching from May attempt? And I said, yes, sure, why not? And we all know, right, May attempt classes will take a little time. It starts about November, December kitaka. But I at least at this point of time I'm a little excited because they tell me that, you know what, you're selected, Rahul. We will take you inside. Come and meet me a few days and we will start teaching from November and December. I'm sitting at home now, super excited, talking to my family, telling them that I'm going to become a faculty also. I'm going to start teaching also. I'm going to become a teacher now. And my parents, as sweet as they are, it takes a second. It goes back to the whole family once again. Saying that Rahul has now become a teacher, Rahul has not become a teacher. And I went to them and I told, you know what, hold it back. I'm sorry. I've still not become a teacher. I need some more time, right? But still, I mean, it's by the time I tell them that it's already gone into the world. And so for my family, the auditor of Agarwal's has become the author of Agarwal's, has now become the teacher of Agarwal's. Um, Parties are going on at home. I'm personally excited. still worried about the fact that can I justify my position? Am I really capable enough? Thinking about it, but I wanted to give it an opportunity. Somewhere about August 21, September, August 21, I suddenly get a call back once again from my faculty, from the owner of the academy. And he comes and says, Rahul, I think I told you that we wanted to start taking classes from September, but actually what has happened is the students, the junior which I spoke about also, have all recommended that they are not personally happy with the old faculty. They have not been able to compare or prepare themselves well, and so they wanted some fast track question bank Mari classes just to prepare them for the subject as such. And so he comes to me and he comes and says, Rahul, do you think you're up for a challenge? Do you want to take a question bank class for the same attempt students? I asked him that, sir, actually I have only prepared a concept material, which means it only has the provisions. I have never prepared a question bank as such. I've never done it in the past also. I don't know how to take it up. Plus, I don't know how the other faculty has taught. Without even me teaching them the concepts, do you think I can do that question bank Mario or class? He tells me one simple thing. He says me, Rahul, there's always a first. Why don't you give it a shot? I reflect my life back and I say, you know what? The whole journey I've gone through now has always been a first for me. And so, this is also an exciting journey. I asked him, how many days would you give me? He said, Rahul, let's start by September 1st. I'm giving you 15 more days. See if you can work it out. I have 15 days in my hand. I have my work going on. My office work is going on with me. 15 days, I have to prepare a question bank in such a way that I'm able to explain a larger audience of 50-55 students so that they can justify their exams for the November attempt, 2 more months down the line. I cannot give them simple questions. I cannot give them just like that a copy paste. I need to really prepare myself. I start struggling. When I say struggling, like literally struggling, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, going through all the ICI material, going through all the past exam papers. I wanted to prepare the best of my material because obviously this is the first time, right? You do not want to compromise on anything. So you take up the whole ICI material, you decide to change the material and make it into your format because you didn't want to copy paste. You think that just the ICI material will not be enough because it's your subject, it comes out of syllabus. So you take some additional opportunities. You take the practice manual of 2016, the old syllabus practice manual, the exam papers which has come after that, 10 more attempts, all the papers you sit, you analyze, you realize it's direct tax, amendments have come, so therefore you start modifying all the questions. You read through every question one by one, you decide whether the question is relevant, not relevant. You make such huge choices for yourself, right? 15 days, struggles were crazy. I remember slogging my office. I remember slogging my work, especially because it's August time. Season has already started in my office as well. And I prepare a material. You know what? 15 days. On the 14th day, I go to my faculty and I come and tell him that, sir, here is the material. Can you print it out for me so that I can give it off to the students? I prepare the material. It's about 300-350 pages of questions. I give it off to all my students in the classes and I tell them that, you know what, this is your final one-stop guide for your question bank. Read these many questions. I'm very sure you will pass for the exams, right? I enter the class premises. I start taking classes. 1, 2, 3, 4 days classes. The fifth day, unfortunately, lockdown hits. There's a huge rain coming up. Faculties have decided to stop taking classes on a online setup. Stop taking classes, stop calling students for the classes. My faculty comes to me and tells me, Rahul, unfortunately today we will not be able to call any students to the academy. Can you take a full virtual class? I'm sure people who even know me now would realize this. I'm not a camera person, right? Standing before a camera and talking to you is never easy. I'm still shaking when I'm speaking to you right now. I've been a very introvert kind of person to face a camera and talk to people like this, but it was an opportunity, right? I was very reluctant about it. I was not very excited because I wanted to take classes face to face because I could see the students in my friend and I could decide whether they are understanding or not. But it was a time of exams. I could not let go of an a request like this. I tell my faculty, I'm not very inclined to it, but let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot. I went to the academy, a full virtual setup. It's just me and a camera in front of me. I look at the camera and I start taking classes. Trust me, the most worst class I've taken that day. I was so conscious that day. I had no idea what I was talking about. I didn't know whether I'm doing the right thing or not the right thing. But I was very unhappy that day. I went to the students and I apologized to them, saying that maybe I was not very effective. And they came and told me, you know what, Rahul, ignoring the part that you did not look at the camera, you did a great job. And I was shocked. I was not personally happy, but they were more happy than what I was, right? And that's when I realized, you know what, everything has a first. I continued my classes. The August batch got over. It was a 30 days batch where I had made them cover the whole syllabus of the direct tax in a question bank format, along with giving them the provisions. 30 days get over. The students are extremely happy. They come and tell me that, you know what, we could not understand the concepts from the earlier faculty. In your class, we understood the concepts with the questions. And first batch, a question bank batch, a fast track kind of setup. You don't even know whether you will do a great job or not, and you hear such comments. You become so proud of yourself, right? um, I was personally very proud of myself. I didn't know what to speak about, and I was personally very happy. I was so happy that I went to my students and I came and told that, in case the other faculty's material is challenging for you to prepare for your exams, in this class I will right away give you my concept book which I prepared for Taxman. But the Taxman book was CA final book, so then I again take another 15 days. I cut down the whole material. I make it into an inter material, the updated one which I prepared for my sister. I updated the whole thing. I changed the whole material. I brought it down to CA inter. I print the whole material in color and I give it to my students, taking a lot of cost in my pocket. I give it off to all my students and I tell them that, you know what, this is the material. It's just 300 pages. Why don't you give it a shot for your exams? Cut to the chase. I'm now prepared and ready for my May 22 classes. I'm almost excited to take my May 22 classes when my faculty comes to me and he tells me, Rahul, before you take a May 22 classes, actually we are thinking about launching a fast track batch. Would you like to be enrolled for it for the November 21? And I said, sir, I've never even taken a full course. Do you really expect me to understand and take a fast track class? I don't even know how to complete the syllabus in the full course model, right? A fast track model will be even more tiring for me. I don't even know if I can justify the time slot which you give to me. He said, Rahul, we really need a faculty right now for direct tax. We want to give an opportunity for fast track to someone. Think about it and tell me. And I asked them, what do you think is the timings? He tells me that, Rahul, you have to take a class from 6 to 1. And I said, I'm sorry, sir, I'm a working faculty. I have a office to justify to myself. I don't think I can, take a 6 to 1 class. It's definitely not possible for me. It's going to be very challenging, right? And he said, Rahul, fast tracks unfortunately happen that way only. You have to do a half a day class. Let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, we will have to look for some other opportunity. But I think this will be a great opportunity for you. Think about it. It's a challenge, right? The challenge word hit me very hard. I remember going to him and saying him that you shouldn't have used the word challenge, right? I then reflect back my journey and ask myself the same question. Every time I said no to something, there was always a first. Why don't I put this as my first as well? So I tell yes. I am now extremely worried about whether I can justify my office, and I don't know what am I going to do, right? Unfortunately, at that point of time, there were some issues going on at my place as well. There were some challenges here and there, and as a ray of light, what happened is I was informed at my home that I might have to quit Deloitte. So at the exact very moment, I also drop my papers in Deloitte and I tell them that I'm sorry, I cannot continue with you anymore. I have to move out of the system, and I would like to start my notice period. The exact moment of my notice period starts, and I drop out of my office and immediately start taking my classes. The next 10 days are given to me. They've told me that, Rahul, you have 60 hours in your hand, 6 hours each day, 10 days I'm giving to you, complete the syllabus and come back to me. And I'm shocked. I'm like, the direct tax syllabus, 60 hours you're giving to me. I'm the first time taking a class. So do you think I can do that class? And he says, Rahul, give it a shot. I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. We will look at the consequences. And I asked myself the same thing. I think we have come this far. Why don't give it a shot? I remember taking classes for the 10 days. Third day, I remember one of the faculties, Mr. Karthik, coming to me and asking me that, Rahul, I think I am a little short on my class. Can I borrow one of your classes? And I remember telling him that, I have been given 10 days, and the 10 days pogoma theriyadra. If I give you one more day, where will I go for? Right? So I tell him that I don't even I don't even know if I can justify myself in 10 days. Where do you think I will give you back the one day and take 9 days for myself? But I said, you know what? He needs it more than me. He's a more experienced faculty. If he thinks about it, it's more important for him. I gave it off to him. I have 9 days in my hand, right? Fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, day mudiyoma. Eighth day, I go to my friends and I come and tell them, you know what? We have 2 more days. I'm very sure I can complete the syllabus. Let me sit with you. And I take classes for them in such a way that the class gets over on that 9th day for my students. The students who came to me in that class came and told me that, you know what, Rahul, I've never seen a faculty take a class like this. We always thought direct tax is a more, boring subject, a lengthy subject. Faculties used to come in the class, just talk the provisions and let go. Never has a faculty come to me and, made the class so fun for me, so exciting for me, made me feel like the subject is easy, and made me complete the whole syllabus in 60 days, in 60 hours, right? And again, a proud moment for me, right? At that point of time, the one thing which he said me impacted me a lot. The fact that direct tax is a tough subject for everyone in the market, right? And the fact that I can complete the subject in 60 hours. And I asked myself a simple question. If I can complete the whole subject in 60 hours with the questions, imagine the kind of impact I can make with just the provisions, right? I start taking the May 22 classes. Classes are going very nicely because now it's the full core class. I really get to explain and justify all the knowledge which I had in my past. Students come with me with glowing eyes. They really have a sparkle in their eyes. They try to understand everything like what I have tried to tell them. Most of the people became very close friends to me, because obviously I'm what, 23, and those are all young chaps like 18, 17 and all, very, very small distance age. They become so friendly to me that they come and share their personal life. They come and share their personal thoughts. I share my personal life with them. And we complete the class. May 22, I complete my batch, and then I went to my faculty and I remember telling him one thing. That, sir, I think I started this opportunity in this academy with a question session. I followed up with a fast track session. I moved on to a full course session. I still don't feel like I've done enough. I feel like I want to do something more. He asked me, what else can you do, Rahul? I think this is the maximum I can expect out of you. And I said, sir, I want to break the myth that direct tax is a tough subject. I want to show it to my friends that direct tax can be conquered and it can become easier than IDT also, which is what his subject was, by the way. So I went to him and I told him that, I want to make the subject better than your subject also. While he is definitely, how would I say it, hurt. I mean, not exactly hurt, but I see it in his eyes. I see it in his eyes, the ambition which I have in my eyes. And so he tells me, Rahul, what do you think? And I said, sir, I want to do a marathon. He asked me, what do you mean by marathon, Rahul? I said, sir, the subject is such that it's a theory come practical paper, right? While I definitely know that students have to solve papers in the exam, they also need to know the provisions to do it, right? And the biggest challenge which I'm noticing in all of my friends is that the 1.5 days which are given to you, you have 2 subjects to cover, both direct tax and indirect tax. And I don't know if they can cover both the subjects in the small amount of time. And so they feel very overwhelmed to such an extent that they only do direct taxes for one time reading, and that become a problem because they have a subject previously before that. They do not remember the whole provisions enough to write the exams. So I want to do a marathon in such a way where I can go and tell my students that I will complete the subject reading with them, along with them in a class premises in about 8 hours. In about 8 hours. And I will do it along with them. That's what my thought was, right? My faculty comes to me and tells me, Rahul, this is a very, very good idea. I mean, if you can really complete the whole syllabus in a matter of 8 hours for my students will become extremely satisfied about the subject. I again come back to my same question. Age of 23, have hardly done one batch, have almost covered all the formats of classes. Can I really justify myself in a marathon of 8 hours? Can I do it? why not is the question. And so we fix up a day, we roll out posters and everything, and we start taking the marathon recruitments, again free of cost, only for our students, no extra charges given to them. The students come to the class, they're all excited, they also want to see if a subject like this can be completed in 8 hours, because we did the full course along with us, right? They know the kind of depth I went inside, so they know that the subject was vast enough, but they wanted to see if I can complete this in 8 hours. I start the class, an evening class. I remember taking it an evening session. About 1 o'clock I start. I tell them that 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock I start. 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock is what I will take the session for. So I take a marathon. I started around 12 o'clock. At 7:30, I take my last breath on a video, and I tell them, you know what, students, the subject is over. And the shock in their eyes was immense, immense. They look at me and they come and say, Rahul, 7.5 hours. You promised us 8 hours. Bloody 7.5 hours, you have completed the whole subject. What exactly are you? And I said, I asked them a simple question. In the 7.5 hours, even though I have been fast, even though you have been fast, have you understood the subject? They said, yes, Rahul. And I said, then what else do you want? Why do you really look at the time? But internally, I know, the kind of excitement I have, because I promised 8 hours and I completed the subject in 7.5 hours. I know the kind of proud I'm feeling to myself, but I obviously cannot show it to my students, right? So I act very cool, saying, yeah, you know what, I could have done it. It's an easy job and all those things. But I know internally how difficult it was. Now, trust me, a faculty taking a class for 7.5 hours is not easy, especially when it's a subject like direct tax, because so much of provisions to speak, everything you are going to speak, right? So a lot of time is going to be, a lot of energy is going to go out of you. But we complete the batch. The marathon is over, and I'm standing there. Rahul has done a question bank session. Rahul has done a fast track session. Rahul has also done a full course session. He has also now done a marathon session. I have literally covered every format in the classes for the subject of direct tax, and the remark in every model of my teaching was that subject is now very easy, right? Um, Internal challenges in my academy. The academy was unfortunately closed, so I moved to another academy called Shankara, the very famous academy in Chennai market. Shankara at that point of time had just been reincorporated. It was shut down for a very long time. It was reincorporated. I started taking classes in Shankara for some time. It was a last minute notice, so therefore I could not get an opportunity in Shankara in the first batch. They gave me an opportunity to take CMA. And I said to myself, I'm a CA faculty. I don't think I'm ready for CMA. They said, Rahul, we only have an opportunity in CMA. Would you like to give it a chance? I went to them and I told them, I'm not very inclined, but let me give it a shot. I agree to it. And the academy comes to me and tells me, Rahul, unfortunately, this time only enrollment is 4 people. Would you still like to do it? And I asked myself, do you think 4 people would be enough for a class? But if you can impact even a single life in your world, it's an important opportunity. I told them, you give me 1 student, I will take the class. I don't mind. You give me the student, right? And I remember the 4 students coming for the class, and I starting the class with just 4 students. Most of the 4 students were the students who had not cleared in the previous attempts, and so had come with the kind of depression, the kind of unhappiness in their eyes and the uneasiness in their eyes, just to do it better this time. And I start the classes, 2, 3, 4 classes I take. 5th class they come back and tell me, Rahul, you know what, I see, I feel a sudden spark from you. I mean, I'm suddenly now motivated enough to do the subject once again. I had somehow lost the hope for it. And I tell them, you know what, that's what my charm is. I can always make you excited and happy in life. That's what my charm is. But yeah, obviously that's all just me being cool to them. It's all me showing off to them. But I know what happiness it brings to me when students tell me all those things. 6, 7 classes, about 10, 15 classes are over. The academy comes back to me and tells me that the students of CMA are so happy that they would like to give me an opportunity for CA Inter also. And I tell them that CA Inter, you already had a faculty. He said, Rahul, no, actually we think you will be able to justify the classes more. Why don't you pitch him? And I tell them, wow, I mean, I was not even expecting a class this time. No, definitely not for CA. Do you really think I can do it? He said, Rahul, give it a shot. The classes have already started in a full swing in CA Inter for the batch November attempt. I think it's November 22, and not November 22. I think May 23. Yeah, sorry, May 23. So I start taking classes for that May 23, and I start the journey halfway through. The students have already gone through a set of faculties for their other subjects, and then it comes to me as an opportunity to take a class. I start the class, and the first 2 days, I tell the students, you know what, I don't care how you have learned from another faculty. If a faculty has come and told you that the subject is tough, or if you feel that the subject is tough, let me break that notion for you. 2 days of sessions. The first 2 days of demos, I go to them and I tell them that, you know what, I'm going to change your life today. And third day, they come back to me and they said, Rahul, I'm shocked. I have no idea what you have spoken about, but I'm so intrigued about the subject that I really want to pursue this as my career right now. Right? So, May 23, my classes start. I complete my classes. At this point of time, I've already merged my CMA Inter and my CA Inter together so that I can take classes more justifiably. May 23, I complete my classes. I take a marathon for November 22 in Shankara premises that day. About 150 people joined that time because I had just quit from my old academy and come to this academy. Everyone was quite excited and quite unhappy because the May attempt results were not so great. So I see about 150 students joining us in that academy that day for the marathon session. I take a marathon session, and this time I complete the whole marathon within a span of 7 hours, starting from morning till that date. Shankara owners come to me and come and tell me that, Rahul, you know what? After we have reincorporated Shankara, we have never seen someone receiving 1,000 views on YouTube for a marathon session. We are extremely thankful for you for doing this for us. And I told them, I'm actually extremely happy and thankful that you gave me an opportunity to do it in this academy, because obviously I have just been associated to the academy. I'm doing it for free of cost for the students. You are going to incur more cost than I'm going to incur at this point of time. It is just my efforts, but more your cost. And that's when the trust starts, between all of us. I start taking classes in Shankara for May 23. I continue the classes for November 23. We face an issue in Shankara, and unfortunately had to move out of Shankara. We created a new academy now called as Pragya CA classes. Since then, now we are taking classes. I'm now taking classes for May 24, and that's how the journey has been, right? I was personally happy doing my classes, but there is still that thought which you have, how can you do better? How can you do better? And so I always thought about the market. I always looked at the market, and I always used to see that the people are really good faculties. There are people better than me, there are people not so better than me, but they all have a reach because they have this YouTube channel, they have this Instagram page, and they have this academies and all those things, the postings going on. And so when in a discussion, when we go and we start talking to ourselves as to how can you do better, right? I think most of the faculties in my other side come and tell me, Rahul, I think you have to promote yourself a little better. You have to reach the market. And I tell them the same thing once again. I do understand where you're getting from, but I'm not a camera person. If you ask me to stand in front of a camera and tell things, I will wither like anything, and I will not be able to do a single thing in the classes. They said, Rahul, no, I think you have to give it a shot. Otherwise, it will not work out. And the same thing comes back. They come and say, Rahul, this is a challenge, but you have to take up the challenge. And every time in the stage, whenever someone uses this word, I mean, now that I reflect when I'm speaking to you, whenever I've heard this word challenge, I've always taken it up upon myself to struggle hard and get it done, because I never like to lose on those parts. That's when it starts. I think last November, I think we are right now in August, November 23. Yeah, so somewhere about May 23 or June, April 23, I would have opened up my YouTube channel. I have not posted a single video after that ever since. I opened an Instagram page, not posted anything on that. It was just a blank page because I did not know how to start. I initially remember taking 1 or 2 videos and being so conscious in the videos that I've not even done a single good job. So I deleted all those videos off. And then I started posting videos where I was taking classes. So I used to post the classes video, and then students used to come and tell me, Rahul, you're not even facing the camera. What do I really understand in the video? And I always used to tell them that, what, I have a bad face. Don't look at my face, look at the content. The content is more important for you. But yes, I think that's what we did. So that's how the journey has been going on. Now, I mean, all the story, I've kind of, I think, wasted 50 minutes of your time. But I think the one thing which I wanted to probably tell you all guys is that at any point of time, it's all about the first time when you do something, right? the first time is never easy. It always takes a toll on you. You have to really come out of your comfort zone to get something done. And so it's never an easy thing. But I think the first time is all that it takes. After you've really achieved that first time, I think things go so beautifully well for you that you will always be able to do a great job for yourself. So never fear to do something for the first time is what my request is, right? That's what my journey has been in the last, I think, 2 years of my teaching right now. I am now exploring some more opportunities here and there, expanding my horizon. Now I'm really, when I'm talking to you, I'm really doing a home setup where I've just had a camera in my face. It's still not easy for me. I'm still very overwhelmed right now, but I'm still trying my best, which is why I think I wanted to show this quote to you, a very very good quote which I always keep in the close to my heart. When was the last time that you did something for the first time, right? If you've always been in a comfort zone and you're only doing the things which you are doing in life, I'm not sure how far can you go. It's always that one extra push which you have to do to yourself to go a step further, right? People really look at you when you do your best outside your comfort zone. You can always be great in your comfort zone. You can always be the king of the market, but you can never grow on the top unless and until you come out of your comfort zone and do something beyond what you thought you can do. And that's what I wanted to probably put out to you. Anyway, I think let me come to the chase and let me bring you what I had in mind for this video. The thought which I had is that in my association with Taxman, I think we were doing a great job because Taxman was giving me a good circulation in the market and a good reach in the market. But somehow I felt that my association with Taxman was not helping me achieve my goals, at least, right? Everyone has a thought that they wanted to, beyond teaching, change some lives, right? Now, Taxman justifiably is a business brand, so obviously they have to earn some margins, they have to have some money in the middle. And so it was justified enough to quote a certain money for a book which I prepared. But I do not see the value of the material unless, I mean, if it is costly to that extent, right? So what happened is almost about a year back, my contract with Taxman had rescinded and I was not publishing any final materials anymore. I was still taking classes for inter, but obviously you all and I both know that materials being printed in a color format is very very costly, I would say. Yes, you all would have printed a material in the open market, you would have costed about 10 rupees for that material, and so it definitely charges you a good bunch. So what happened is, even for my inter classes, I was only printing materials in a black and white format and I was giving it to my students in such a way that I was ensuring that in the class they used to color it to a certain extent that they could feel justified for their exams. But still, I felt that, the worth of the material was not being justified in a black and white model. And that's when I think my contract ending with Taxman was also a big hit for me, because my final level books was now no more there in the market, and I did not want to keep it in the market rather than just keeping it but having it so pricey. So what happened is, in November 22, I decided that I will rescind my contract with Taxman, and I prepared the material in such a way that I issued the free soft copy for everyone in the market, right? So the soft copy was open for everyone's access, and it was a soft copy which was not even pirated or any protected also. You could have downloaded the copy and you could have copy pasted everything into your material also. That was completely fine for me. I just wanted to reach masses. So November 22, I gave it off for everyone in the market. May 23, I did the same thing for everyone. I prepared the whole material, and trust me, I think most of you would be aware about it. The kind of amendments which direct tax comes, it takes you to almost change the whole material altogether. So November 22, I changed the material. I uploaded it on the portal. May 23, I had to rework on the whole material and make the whole modifications to the amendment extents, and then again re-upload it on the portal. I gave it for free of cost in May 23 as well, both my inter and both my final material, just for the benefit of reaching the higher crowd and informing them that direct tax can be read in a more funnier manner, right? I absolutely did not give them material with any intention for them to come to my classes or anything for that matter. It was just for them, it was just for me to give it to them, to say that yes, there is a faculty in the market who has prepared some material close to your heart, keep it to yourself, and you will be able to do a good job in your exams if you just read from it. That's what the whole idea was. November 23, again, when I was November 23, I again did the same thing. I uploaded it on the online channel. We released the free fast track classes for May 23 and November 23, which is there on the YouTube channel, so that everyone who was writing May 23 and November 23, in case they had some challenges, they could come and they could watch the classes for free of cost and prepare for their exams. So the whole fast track classes of the 60 hours was uploaded on YouTube channel. along with the materials, along with the notes and everything. May 24, again, when I was preparing this May 24, when I was preparing for the materials, I prepared the materials both for CA Inter, both for CA Final, and again printed the materials in a black and white format. This May 24, we also made a decision that after 2 years, now that I've come to the Inter market and I have understood the subject a little better, I've understood how to teach the classes a little better compared to my older times. We made a decision that we will also enter the final market this year, and so I also started teaching classes for CA Final. Again, the classes for CA Final was also made in a black and white format, right? Now, every time I used to give my material to this May 24 students, the younger chaps loved my material, but always complained to me one single thing, saying, Rahul, the material which you show in the classes are colorful enough and we feel exciting to read it. But the material which you give us in printing is a black and white material. While we do color it along with you in the class, if the material was colorful enough, we would have been more excited and happier about it. I go to them and I ask them, yes, I do understand, I realize what you're talking about, but understand this fact, no? The material which I give to you right now, if I have to print it for 5 rupees per page or 10 rupees per page in the open market and then give it to you, because obviously it's just for 40-50 students, the cost which you're going to get just for a single material would be out more than even the classes fees which you've paid to me right now. Do you think it's really justified for me to do that, right? But the thought really hits me. I ask myself, if my students want it, why can't I push myself? And so I open the market, I speak to some vendors, I reach out to a lot of people, and a lot of people come and tell me that, you know what, we are going to have this material printed for you, but we will charge you this money, that money, and all those things. And every time I used to look at the cost was extraordinarily high for us to even have the cost justified enough to take the benefit out of it. I was open to give this material again for a soft copy, but again, the fact is, even if I give it as a soft copy, students will only be able to read it on an online platform and will not be able to justify much out of it. And therefore, what happened is, this time we made a choice. The first time choice which I made to risk myself in the market, I went to the vendor and I said, you know what, price it in such a way that the students can really find out the benefit out of the material. And he said, Rahul, if you want to really do that, you really have to give me a bulk order. A bulk order meaning like a literal bulk order. I remember going to my academy and telling my academy that, you know what, this is the minimum orders they are asking for it. And they said, Rahul, you and I both know we are just a growing academy right now. While we'll be happy to have those orders placed, but it's also about not wasting the books, right? If you order such a big material, do you think it'll be wasted? And I said, yes. There could be a possibility that the books will be wasted, because I'm not sure if that is a bulk order which I could satisfy in this market. But I told, for me to not satisfy the justification of the books or the cost which I'm going to incur, I don't think it is justified for me to let go of my students which are asking me for a request. And so for me, that 40-50 students who have come out and reached out to me is more important than the 1,000 or the 2,000 copies which I'm going to waste. And so I went back to the vendor and I came and told, you know what, print the copies. That's okay. It came with a certain cost which I've took to my pocket, but that's what my big announcement for today is. The first and the biggest announcement which I'm very, very happy to share with all of you is that the material for CA Inter and CA Final have now been printed in a color formats for all of you to buy. We are now releasing the whole material which I have prepared for both CA Inter and CA Final in a color printout material which you can buy from me and read for your exams in such a way that you can clear your exams. I'm very, very happy to announce this to you, because after my contract was ended with Taxman, I was looking for a brand name and I have created a brand name called as Taxation 101. Yes, Taxation 101 for me simply means that I am going to create the subject in such a simple format that you can learn the basics of taxation to become an expert of it. 101 in very British terms means that you are learning the basics of it to learn the advanced level of it to become an expert, right? Which is why this thought of Taxation 101. Today we are officially launching the Taxation 101 printed copies in pure color format. As we speak, I have the materials in my hand, so I just wanted to show you the copies as well. For CA Inter, this is how the material is. A beautiful designed copy. Everything is in color format. The whole colors and all are there. I will show you the soft copy in some time. And CA final taxation, again, 2 modules, both color, with beautiful designs, beautiful formats, and a beautiful layout. Beautiful layout. Yes, every single thing which you see on the material is my work. Is my work, starting from the cover page till the designs in the page, till every content in the page, every image in the page, every format, letterhead, headers, footers, every single thing is what has been my personal attention. I have prepared it myself without using any professional support, only to the extent I could make sure that this material looks more close to you, right? Keeping the recommendations in the minds of every student which has been with me in the past so many years. I've prepared this material with the thought that the student who reads the material should feel like he has prepared his own material, and so the material is prepared in the most friendliest manner possible. Now, if you remember, I told you that the material, when I initially incorporated the material, when I prepared it, was 350 pages for CA Inter and 700 pages for CA Final. As we progress the journey, I realized that the material could be trimmed down a little bit better. Not with the content, more with the formats, increasing the page size, reducing the font size, anything possible which can make the material make more sense and be lesser pages, so that you can feel more comfortable with the material. I'm happy to announce to you that this time's May 24 materials are only 190 pages for CA Inter and exactly 500 pages for CA Final. Exactly CA Final 500 pages and 190 pages for CA Inter. We are officially launching this material today with just 190 pages for CA Inter and 500 pages for CA Final to help you kickstart your preparations for May 24 and November 24 in a boomed manner. You will find this material purely colored with absolutely no negotiations made against it, with a beautiful design, beautiful formats, and everything keeping in mind as what can a student use it for clearing their exams. I will show you the materials of CA Final right now. The format will remain pretty much the same with CA Inter, just that the contents will change. So I'm going to quickly show you how a CA Final material is looking like right now. The material which I'm using for my classes also right now. Okay, this is how a CA Final material looks like. Same formats are CA Inter. Like I told you, for CA Final there are 2 volumes which we have released right now. Each volume is about 250 pages, merging together becoming 500 pages, so that you don't have much weight in your hand to carry. Also, you can use this material and complete it to the extent it is satisfactory to you. The CA Final material starts with a cover page informing that it is volume 1 or volume 2. Maybe this is volume 2, so I'll show you volume 1 first. Yes, so this is how the CA Final volume 1 material looks like. The whole cover page. This is the back cover page, where we are clarifying to you that the material will help you with what and all. It will give you high conceptual clarity. It will give you any kind of benefits which you can make from the lectures also. Yes, so this is the back cover of the page. This is the whole preface where I'm telling you what is the material about. Let me clarify to you, the material is not designed color to the sense that color I put everywhere and it becomes a holy saver. No, colors are very carefully designed in this material, where we have used very clear color codings in this material to make sense of the material. If you notice on the heading, the purple color will give you the main headings. The blue color will give you the side headings, and then coming to the content, which is the black content, which is the black pen. Like you and I both know, in exams in ICA format you can only use the main content in black pen, so therefore the content is in black pen. Summarized version of the black content is in red pen, which means if you want to read a chapter, obviously you can read it 2 ways. One, you can read the whole para, or you can read the red version of it, so that you understand the para in a more context format, so that if you read just the red part, 500 will now become 100 pages. So which means the day before exam you will just have to read 100 pages for CA Final, so that you can clear your exams in a beautiful manner. That's what the whole idea is. I want to ensure that everyone who uses this material can at least complete 3 revisions before they go for their exams. That's my promise. If you have read from my material, I can promise you that you can complete this material with 3 revisions the day before your exams. If you're not able to do that, I am sorry for it, but you will be able to complete at least 3 revisions from my materials, whether it is for CA Inter or for CA Final. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you use the same format. Since it is a direct tax material, all the amendments are clearly highlighted in green color for you. So every place where you see a green color will be the amendment for your current attempt, the May 24 and the November 24, so that you clearly know what the amendment is for your exams, and you only prepare those amendments in a more beautiful manner, because you know amendments are more important for your exam purposes. Yes, since it is a CA final material, you will also see a blue boxes in the material which will come and highlight the case laws, For those who have tried and gone through your CA final material, you will realize that all your case laws are actually given at the back of every chapter, which becomes a little challenging for you to read those case laws later on after you have completed the chapter. I have taken this a little extra efforts to put these case laws in the relevant section itself. So when you read the section itself, on the bottom you will find the summarized version of the case law, where you can understand what the case law talks about and the final conclusion of the case law, so that you read it along with the section itself and you will beautifully understand the case law there itself, rather than wasting time on a later stage. The next two parts is your yellow highlights and your green boxes. Yellow highlights are my personal favorites. Yes, for every student who learns along with me, I and you both know the direct tax is not a subject which is very easy to conquer, because ICA loves to play with tricks around it. Okay, there are some small, very minute changes which happen in ICI's in the laws of direct tax, which ICA loves to play around. A person doing a self study from the book, any faculty for that matter, may end up making a loss on those mistakes, because they would have not been informed about those from a written material. To avoid all those challenges, in my material you also have yellow highlights. I call these yellow highlights as accident prone areas, meaning these are the highlights which are very small things which you should keep in mind when you read the subject. When you read that provision, if you keep this thing in mind in exam, if that comes, you need to pay special focus to it, because that may be a tricky adjustment which ICI might have loved to test you out today. Okay, so keeping that in mind is also important. I call this as yellow highlights. And finally the green highlights. Like I told you, my classes come with a simple intention. While it is important for me to clear you for the exam, it is also important for me to make you the professional you are supposed to be. Which means it is not just enough for me to give you the content which is there in the study material. It is also important for me to take you one step further. What is this one step further, Rahul? If at all there is any provision which is there in the study material, or any provision which is a little complex, which you may not understand, or which you may have some challenges to understand, or practically the orientation is a little different, I would have put that in a green box. To clarify to you that yes, these items are there in the study material, these items are there which ICI prefers to you, but it may be a little different in the market. So use it differently when you write your exams, use it differently when you write your when you use it for your practical world. So this material will be a one-stop guide for you to clear your exams with a beautiful mark. At the same time, use it as a reference point for your practical world also, if you are into articleship or post qualification. Notice the kind of codes which I have prepared. The codes itself will show you the kind of efforts which has gone into this material, just to tell you how beautifully you can prepare from this material. In case you are still not satisfied, let me take you through one of those chapters to help you understand how the material looks like. Yes, this is the whole contents of the material. This is a CA final material, so therefore it is in 2 volumes. Volume 1 has part A, part B, part C, and volume 2 has part D and part E. The colors which you see on the index is the same colors with the chart which the chapter will also look like. The same content which the chapter will also look like. Header, footer will have the same colors. So every chapter the color will change. Only for you to make it more exciting to read. Since this is a CA final material, the content is also changed. Content is changed in such a way that ICI material is a little jumbled up. Okay, they might have given it to you in a certain sequence which may not be easy for you to read from your exam perspective. I have taken this extra effort to also sequence this properly for you, and therefore a proper sequence is created, where part A talks about your basics, part B talks about your whole computation of total income, part C talks about your special modes for special entities, part D talks about your administrative provisions, part E talks about your international taxation, part F talks about all your countermeasures which happen after you file your returns and after you get picked up for assessment, and part G is your extra things. Part H is your other loss. The material of these are prepared completely in line with ICI study material, ignoring nothing from the material, Trust me, I can promise you right now, there are other faculties in the market who can come and tell you that I can give you material for lesser than 500. Do go and reach out to those faculties and ask them a simple question: have you covered 100% of the syllabus? They would say no. They would say some portion of the syllabus is not covered. We have not covered some part of the syllabus, because those things are not important from exam. For me, nothing is not important. In this 500 pages, I have covered 100% of the syllabus, leaving out nothing. To prove it to you, in this new syllabus of May 24, you had 2 new chapters coming in called as tax audit. So that chapter has also been introduced, and then you had another chapter called as black money coming into the act. Both the chapters have also been created for you to read and go. Subject has 100% coverage from ICI portions. There is not even a single topic which has missed out. I can promise you, today in the market, there is not even a single faculty who has covered 100% of the syllabus in just 500 pages. Bring me a faculty's material like that. I will try to modify my material better. I will prove it to you that there can be a subject not in this easy format done by any faculty at this point of time. Yes, like I promised, let me show you some content of the material so that you feel like some material is important. Let me show you quickly chapter number 2 maybe. Okay, in chapter number 2, if you notice, like I told you, the main heading will be in purple color. The side headings will be in blue color, if at all there was any side heading. Since there is no side heading, then the summarized version comes in red color. The main content comes in black color. Like I clarified to you, the important areas where you can make mistakes is highlighted in yellows. So here you will see the highlight part, whether resident or not. Resident. So which means if it is a non-resident, you should not use the other 2 cases. All those things are some cases which ICI loves to test you in MCQ level. So I have clarified all those to you right now itself, so that you do not make mistakes when you are preparing for your MCQs. Okay, in case tomorrow you are preparing for your MCQs and all, you are not able to find an answer, come and look at the material, see if it is a yellow highlight. You will realize that this is the part which you may have missed out, because of which your answer is coming out wrong. Possibilities like that are possible. Yes, if I have to go forward, I am showing you, see, in green color I am giving you examination tips, or I am giving you some items which are my personal notes, which can be something which is relevant to your practical world or relevant to your examination level, so that you can write your exams better. Green is all your highlights. Current year amendment 115 BBJ, which is your net winnings from online gamings, all those amendments are highlighted in green for you. Yes, this is how it will be. And because it is more of your personal material than my material, most of the chapters will have some motivational tips, only for you to keep going, so that every time you read a chapter and you see a motivational tip, you will be more excited to read the next chapter. That is the only thought. At the end of the day, you need to complete the syllabus, right or not? Right. That is why motivational tips are there in most of the syllabus chapters, and this motivational tips is not something which I have prepared myself. Okay, most of it is my own thoughts. Some places even my students have come back to me and given me some additional thoughts. Okay, so these tips are actually prepared more by your friends of seniors, or my friends of seniors. Everyone has put together and put their heart out in this material to give you all the motivation you require for clearing your exams. In some places you will see their reference also coming into picture. Yes, but why is this material so impactful, Rahul? It is because of the easiness of the material. Let me show you some chapters. If I have to show you some chapters, let's say for example, yeah, let's say for example, I'm showing you this easy chapter of IFOS. Yes, now you may have read this IFOS easy chapter. In my material, this IFOS chapter is only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 sides. That's it. 10 sides of IFOS in my material, and this 10 sides is also because of what I'll tell you. Notice the material. IFOS, instead of writing too much content, to the extent the content can make sense to you in your reading perspective, that content is there. So rather than writing big lines, big paras and everything, a simple one short line which can help you understand the syllabus is what has been notified in this material. You will notice everything covered beautifully. Incomes taxable, exemptions, 50% is exempt and all those things. Then items which are specific beyond this exemption. Now these exemptions and all which you notice, the 1/3 and all, will not be there in the same charging section. It will be given in ICI's material in a separate section. To make it easier for you to read, I've put it here itself. Then I've put the amendments in the bottom. After I've put the amendments, I have also covered the case laws like I promised. See, the case laws were all relevant to this section, and therefore instead of keeping it in the last page and all, I've put it in the same section itself. So that every time you read the section, you can also read the case laws together. Then every section has been beautifully understood in a one-liner, two-liner, computational mechanism in your sense, any kind of exemptions, all the amendments given in green for you. Yes, and items which could have become a lot more exciting, like sums. Yes, so for all those amendments and all which you have in the current year, which can make sense to you, and you need to prepare it properly. If ICA has not notified any questions for you, I have prepared examples for you. And I've put all those examples in the book itself, so that you can read all those examples and prepare for your amendments better. Please note that this material does not have the question and answers right now. Because question and answers is not something which you need to prepare the day before exam. You need to only revise the material in such a way that you remember all the provisions. So this material does not have a question and answers. We will discuss about that in another 5 minutes. Give me 5 more minutes, I'll explain you how the question and answers look like. Okay, right now this material does not have any question and answers. It only has questions or illustrations to the extent which is relevant for you to understand the provisions. Beyond that, it is not there. That is how we can justify the material. These are my special charts. For all those things which are linked in multiple chapters. You all realize direct tax is not a subject which is individual chapter level. Every topic which you have is linked to multiple chapters. And the one thing which most of my friends make a mistake in the exams is that they are not able to connect it properly. For me to help you connect all those chapters properly, a master chart in various sections are given to you, which will cover all your chapters in a beautiful manner. Like for example, this was an LIP, the amendment of current year, which is an LIP. Now LIP impacts your IFOS also and impacts your chapter 6A also. So the LIP in a timeline format, to explain you beautifully, I have put it in a timeline format. What happens in both the LIPs, how do you allocate it, and how much will you get a deduction under chapter 6A, how much balance will be taxable. All those things have beautifully been explained in a chart format to you. Yes, and then this is the gift provision. To the extent the gift provision I could make it more funny and helpful for you, there are charts, there are images, illustrations also. Yes, efforts which has gone into this, I cannot even tell you. Yes, to make you understand small things in the most beautiful manner, in the most funnier manner, you will see such beautiful images coming in various chapters, right? And I'm not showing it to you just one chapter. I can show you any chapter for your matter. Okay, feel free to message me and ask me for a sample copy of any one chapter. I can show you all the sample copies of the chapter to make sure you trust the material to the extent you feel it is important. I will show you all those things, not a problem at all. Yes, material is beautifully designed in such a manner with beautiful illustrations given across, so that you understand things better. Case laws again coming in for this part, all those amendments which you have, again all charts for your master chart. This chart is basically your taxation of gift under PGBP, capital gains, IFOS, TDS, all covered in a single format, so that tomorrow when you're reading for your exams, reading one chart will help you cover the gifts in every chapter, so that you don't have to read gifts anymore. Like I told you, my promise is 500 pages is for me to explain you the content on a self-study level. Once you have become an expert on the subject after a self-study level, this material can be completed within a matter of 100 or 200 pages, because now you know what the content is. You just have to summarize it to yourself. So for you to prepare your summary also, I have prepared charts in such a way. Tomorrow when you read the material, you can just read this charts, you can ignore the content, 500 automatically becomes 200. Now when you have a material as small as 200 pages, tell me if you cannot complete it within a matter of 1.5 days. There is no way it is not possible. That is what my promise is. I will make sure it happens. In case you don't trust me, we will do marathons together. You will find me there. We will definitely do it together. This is how the material looks like. This is how the material looks like I told you. See, some places and all where I feel like you can complete the whole chapter itself in a chart format. The whole chapter itself has been given in a chart. If you read just this chart, the chapter itself is not required for you to read this chart, chapter is over, which means you can ignore the whole pages. So how many dividends? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 pages. You can just ignore 8 pages. Let's read one chart. Just read one chart. That is how beautifully this material is designed. Yes. Now, for those who are thinking, Rahul, if you've cut down so much, you definitely have cut down the portions. Feel free to compare this with the study material. Feel free to compare this with the study material. I can promise you every single item is there from the study material here with no exceptions to it. With no exceptions to it. There can be very, very small things which will be missed out. Like, for example, all those cases where they have notified bonds and everything. Those things are not very relevant. It will not come for exam. It is not important for you to know from practical scenario also. Those kind of small things, very small thing in a very small chapter could have been missed out. Beyond that, you will never see any important provision missed out. I will not even come and tell you that this material is 95% complete or 96% complete. It is 100% complete with extra given from my side also. So you can beautifully come and say it is 105% complete. Okay, that is the level of work we have done on this material for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, starting from 2018 till date, last 5 years we have spent too much efforts into this material to make it as simple and as complete for you to make sure of it. If you feel like you still have a problem, feel free to talk to my older students, my older friends. You will see the kind of confidence which they have on the material. Any student who has learned from me till date has never come and told me that they have used the study material beyond my book. And after using my material, they have never come back to me and told me that this material is not covering the thing which has come for exam. Has never happened. I can promise you that. Yes, I am not telling this for the sake of publicity. I am telling it honestly to you. Trust me, like I told you, I have zero interest in selling it to you for any price. I have given this to you in the past for free also, so therefore there is no marketing for me right now. The material is prepared solely with the intention to give it in a color format so that you can expand your horizon in reading this material, feeling that the subject is easy and preparing it beautifully for your exams. With that intention is what I've made this material, and with that intention is what I want to give you this material. That is why I'm very happy to announce to you that this material I am giving it to you for pure cost. The material I'm giving it to you for pure cost, keeping zero margin in my hand, absolutely zero margin in my hand. I am happy to give this material in a printed colored format with no shipping cost, no extra cost, no hidden cost, at a price of $399 for CA Inter. At a price of $399 for CA Inter, and at a price of $899 for CA Final. At a price of $899 for CA Final, the cheapest I could have made this material for, keeping only the cost in my hand. I might incur something more only from my side to ship it to you. Okay, but I am okay with that also. I'm okay to that also. As long as you can all feel happy about preparing from the material and clearing your exams, there is no better satisfaction for me. I am giving this material at a cheapest price of $399 for Inter and $899 for CA Final. Material only has 500 pages for CA Final and about 190 pages for CA Inter. Beautifully designed. I have no words on this material at this point of time. Trust me, I should not boast about myself, but for the first time in life, I am very proud of it. Okay, for two reasons. First of all, I made the material. Second of all, I'm able to give it to you for printed in color format. I have never been able to do that in the market. I am happy to give this material to you at a printed price with no extra cost, no shipping charges and everything, at a price of $399 and $899, delivered at your home in a colored, beautiful format. Yes, I do not have the opportunity to show it to you on a Google on the video right now, but the soft copy will justify it for you. In case you really want to see the printed copy videos, I will be releasing some shots in the Instagram and all going forward, so please feel free to follow me and you will find those videos there so that you can comfort yourself to it. Yes, now where will you find this material, Rahul? You can find this material in the online platform on our very famous Amazon. I've taken this liberty to list it on Amazon, so you will be able to find both the materials on Amazon for purchase. The material has already gone live, so let me show it to you quickly. On Amazon, what you need to do is you need to go to the search box, type Taxation 101. Type Taxation 101 and you will find this material here. See, CA Final and CA Inter. You will find this material in Taxation 101, CA Inter and CA Final. Feel free to go to the material, place an order. The material will reach to you well before the time given in the material, portal. This is what the material will be available on an online platform. Rahul, I want to purchase it offline for you. I have some more special offers. Like I told you, my intention is to only give it to you for cost. I'm not even expecting a single profit out of it, and therefore I'm ready to let go of whatever I am getting. Let go of what I'm getting. For those of you and me who understand, if I'm going to list something on Amazon, there is obviously some commission charges which are going to come. Or shipping charges which are going to come. Now, if you want this material for a cheaper price, happy to help. You can find this offline material on a Sitaraman bookstore, which is a very famous bookstore in Mylapore. Not Mylapore, Royapettah. The very famous bookstore in Chennai, Royapettah, has this material listed on the platform. If not, feel free to come and personally get the material from our academy or from me itself. Rahul, what is the additional offer you can give me? Trust me. Let me put it out. Let's say, for example, I am telling CA inter material and CA final material. The CA inter and CA final material, I'm telling you CA inter material is for 399 and CA final material is for 899, correct? Yes. Now, if you choose to buy this from Sitaraman, you save me shipping charges. So I will give you back the shipping charges. Which means you can reduce shipping charges for inter of 25 rupees and for final of 50 rupees. For inter of 25 rupees and for final of 50 rupees, feel free to reduce the shipping charges, which means in Sitaraman bookstore, the material will be available for a price of 849, and in inter it will be available for 374, 75, whatever it is, 374 or 75, whatever it is. Yes, this is what the material will be available for. Rahul, no. If you buy it from me, buy it from whom? Buy it from me or Pragya for that matter. You again save me the commission charge which Sitaraman or Amazon would have collected. You will save me the commission which Sitaraman or Amazon will collect. So therefore, I am also reduced to the commission charge. I am also ready to let go of the commission charge, which means another 25 and another 50. Which means in simple words, you can buy this material from me for 349 and 799. I don't know if I can go cheaper than this, ma. Yes, if you come and buy this from Sitaraman, 25 off for inter, 50 off for final. If you come and buy it from me personally, which means just to come and message me that Rahul, I want this material from you. I will come and personally buy it from you from Royapettah, our Pragya classes. I will waive off 50 rupees from inter and 100 rupees from final to give you this material at the cheapest price for 349 and 799. Trust me, I'm just removing the commission and the shipping charges in order to give you the best of the cost. Yes, I don't know if I can go anything lower than this. Rahul, I still want to go lower. Don't worry. If you reach out to me and you tell me that you want the soft copy of it, I will be free to give you the soft copy at a 50% discount. I'll give you the soft copy at a 50% discount. The only restriction which you will have is that the soft copy will be given from an online platform. Okay, so if the soft copy is given from our restricted platform, you will only be able to have a view access. You will not be able to have a download access. You'll only be able to have a view access. Yes, so unfortunately, starting this attempt, we will not be able to circulate to you this product at the free online model, because unfortunately in the last 2-3 months I've been noticing competitors coming and taking this material for a disadvantageous position. While I'm happy to have this material in the hands of students for free of cost, I'm not happy if someone else uses this material and publish it in their name. So we have stopped free circulation of this material on an online platform. I am still happy to give this material to you from a restricted platform at a 50% discount. On an online platform. If you come and reach out to me personally, I will give it to you for a 50% discount. Please keep in mind that you will not be able to download the PDF or print the PDF. You will only be able to view the PDF and not do anything beyond it. If that alone makes sense for you, feel free to message me and I will try to give my best support. Rahul, since you use the word mega launches, is that the only launch which you want to do? No. I still want to make life better for you. What can you expect from me? Trust me, for 399 and 349, I might have been giving you the printed copy of the concept book. I might be giving you the printed copy of the concept book, but like I told you, direct tax is not a subject which can only be conquered by provisions. You also need sums. So as a mega launch for today, the second mega launch, anyone who buys the material of concept guide, will be given free soft copy of the solutions guide. Will be given the free soft copy of the solutions guide. I will issue the free soft copy if you message to me and you tell me that Rahul, you have bought the concept guide from me. Give me the screenshot of it. Give me the screenshot of the purchase invoice. I will give you the free soft copy of the solutions guide. Now the solutions guide will be a beautiful book, just that it is in black and white. I mean, obviously it's a question and answer book. I don't expect you to have it in color also. There is no sense of you having it in color format. Notice same question bank in a same handwritten format. I will give you the whole question bank in a free soft copy format. This question bank covers all your ICA questions. Every question released by ICA in the study material is a part of this concept bank. So what has happened is, I have taken the questions from ICA material, sequenced it again in the same format as what I have done in my book. Sequenced it in the same format as what I have done in the book, and I will give you this material to you. This material at this point of time covers almost about 350 pages for final. Now it covers almost about, notice it is almost about 41 pages. In that 41 pages, it's almost about 350 pages is what my memory remembers. Let me check. Yes, notice the number of pages on the left side, no? Total, the number of pages on the total, it will come about 340 pages. Yes, so for CA final, this material will comprise about 340 pages, covering all your questions of CA final. The CA inter will be a little smaller material, because obviously the chapters are lesser. But I will issue this material for you for free of cost in a soft copy format. Feel free to use the soft copy format. And by the way, just to clarify, this soft copy of solutions guide will not be given in a protected format. I will give it to you for free printing itself. Okay, if you are in an articleship firm, you have a free printer at home, feel free to download the PDF copy and print it yourself. I have absolutely no problem. We are free to give you the solutions guide for free of cost in a PDF format. If you feel like you want a hard copy, if you want, you can reach out to me. At what printing charges it will be there in the market, I will print it for you at a cheaper price in a bulk format, and I'll give it to you. But the printing cost alone will have to be reimbursed back to me. If you feel like that may not be required, you have printer at your home, you have a free printer in an articleship firm, feel free to message me. I will give you the complete solutions guide in your hand, free of cost, for soft copy format. Rahul, is that all you're going to do? No, I'm still not done. Offer number 1, I'm giving you the free soft copy of solutions guide. Offer number 2, I'm giving you the same free copy of the MCQ guide also. I'm giving you the free soft copy of the MCQ guide. Now, MCQs, for direct tax has 30% weightage in both inter and final. This MCQ guide will also be given free of charge to you, and this will be released on the YouTube channel. For those who realize, the material is just now notified for this descriptive part. ICA will release the MCQ somewhere in the month of Jan or Feb. The moment ICA releases the material in the month of Jan and Feb, maybe in another 30 days or 15 days maximum. 15 days for inter, 30 days for final. I will release the MCQ version in the same solutions guide format. I will release the MCQ material also free of cost for everyone. Not just that, this free copy of MCQ guide will be given along with the videos of answers. Meaning The videos will be also uploaded on YouTube channel for free access for everyone. So you can use the MCQ guide along with the illustrations which I discuss in the YouTube channel, so that in case any MCQ which you do not understand, I will explain it to you in a better sense in your videos also. Offer number 2. Offer number 2. Rahul, are you done? No. Offer number 3. I will also give you a free copy of past exam papers illustrations. Past exam papers illustrations. Now, like I told you, when it comes to direct tax, the problem with direct tax is that just reading from your ICI question bank may not be sufficient. You also need to do a step further. Because ICI sometimes releases questions in the exams which may not be there in the material. So for you to know the devil, you also need to prepare from your past exam papers. Now, the problem with the questions of direct tax from past exams is that after amendments come into picture, the questions become changed. The questions become amended. Yes, so therefore there is a requirement for you to amend the question. Now, obviously, as students, I don't expect you to amend those questions and remember what the provisions today is. That is my job. What I will be doing is, I am also in the work of preparing another material. The work of preparing another material is that, again, chapter wise, for all the past exam questions, starting from the practice manual of 2016 old syllabus till all old syllabus questions till this current attempt, all questions which are there in ICI, if the questions has a trick, which means it is not tested in the past, or has any adjustment which is complicated, all those will be put inside one more material called as an additional solutions guide. And that additional solutions guide will also be given to you for free of cost in a soft copy format. Three things I will do for you. In simple words, Rahul, any person buying a concept guide from me, will be given an additional solutions guide, will be given an additional MCQ guide, will be given an additional question bank guide, all at the price of mere 399 for CA Inter, 899 for CA Final. If you do a personal door-to-door buying, which means if you buy it from me, I will give it to you for 349 or 799. For mere 399, you're getting all these data. And if you want, you can make an additional discount of 50 rupees by just getting it from me directly. The only request is you'll have to come to me and get it. So that I can save you the shipping cost and I can save you the commission charge. You drop me a simple message on WhatsApp also, saying that, Rahul, you want this material. I will ask you to GPay me the number and this will come to you there itself. Or you can come to the premises directly and you can pay me there and you can get the book from me. 1 day advance notice is required. That's all. Yes, means in a matter of just 349 rupees and 799 rupees, you can cover your whole direct tax subject at CA Inter or CA Final level for your May 24 or November 24 syllabus. Beautifully, with absolutely no challenges. This is the mega launch offer from my side. If you feel like, no, Rahul, May 24 and November 24 has too many things, I want also class guidance. I'm happy to announce to you that we have moved from the physical classes or the online live to even recording models. So the same posters which I had earlier, for CA Inter and CA Final, feel free to also get recordings from us right now. Yes, so for CA Inter and CA Final, the same price which was going on back then, you can get the CA Inter classes for 3,999 and CA Final classes for 8,000 rupees. You can get this now in a recording setup also, which means if you reach out to us, we will put the videos on a restricted platform and we will give you the access to the restricted platform. You can watch it either from your desktop or you can watch it from your mobile as well. You can watch it from your mobile as well. You can do that. We will give you a restricted platform access and you can watch the videos from there. CA Inter 3,999, CA Final 8,000 rupees. This is including the book cost, people. This is including the book cost, which means if you come to me for classes, the book is already taken care of. The book is already taken care of, which means the 349 and the 799 is a part of this money. I don't want any extra money from you. No hidden charges beyond this. No hidden charges beyond this. The books will automatically be part of it, which means the concept guide will be given to you in the part of this material, along with obviously the soft copies. The only thing which I wanted to clarify to you is, at this point of time, it is not recommended to join me on a physical setup. Because in CA Inter we have already completed 4 heads of income and we are only pending with capital gains. CA Final, in the heads of income, we have already completed the basics. We have already completed heads of income till capital gains. In the next 2 more classes, we will be completing IFOS and then moving to the balance chapters, which means in CA Final, Part T and Part B is already done. In CA Inter, almost 50% of the syllabus is already done. At this point of time, recordings are available in a bunch. You are very equipped enough to take recordings right away. Every single day once the classes get over, the videos will keep updating itself in the portal and you can automatically keep revising in the portal. By the end of December, all the videos will be done and you will be having enough material for you in the form of materials and in the form of videos for you to do your classes and complete for May 24 and November 24. The sale for the materials start today. No more delays. We are the first people to enter the market and give you the material today itself. You place an order today, you will start getting the dispatchments from tomorrow. You can purchase the materials right away. If you feel like you want to buy the material from me in office, feel free to call me today or tomorrow. You will get the material day after tomorrow in the Pragya premises. You will be able to buy it from there also. We are the first to come into the market and give you a material for May 24 and November 24, along with the videos obviously. The one thing which I want to clarify to you, there is absolutely no rush made in the materials. If you notice on the bottom, the material is fully updated up to 31st October. Even your ICI materials are only updated till July. We have updated our material 31st October, which means tomorrow, even if ICI releases a statutory updates, material is already having everything. You will only be required to refer the additional case laws. Apart from that, every single thing is already there in the material. Nothing else has to be changed. We have not even rushed on the material. 31st October is when I sat and I completed the whole material for you. So what you have right now is the full and final material, completed enough for your May 24 attempt. Beyond this, Rahul, as an after sale service, what can you do for me? Don't worry, this YouTube channel going forward, at least I've become a little bit pro in this. Which means going forward, you will see regular updates coming in the YouTube channel where you will see analysis of the RTPs, MTPs, past exam papers, any kind of recommendations, any kind of short videos pertaining to some difficult chapters, any kind of MCQ analysis. When ICI releases the additional case law questions, that will be put on the YouTube channel. We are also now launching chapter-wise marathons. If you check the playlist, you will find something called as marathons for CA Final, where every time I complete a chapter in the class, we also complete the marathon of the chapter, so that if you have completed the chapter at your end, feel free to watch the marathon. You'll be able to complete the chapter in a mere 45 to 1 hour. You will be able to complete the chapter itself. You can use the marathon as an audio book for yourself, so that every time you feel bored, every time you feel like you want to revise, just to go through the marathon will beautifully explain you the whole chapter in a matter of just 45 minutes or 1 hour, thereby again proving my point that you can complete this syllabus in a matter of 3 times revision in your exams. Yes. What is the offers, Rahul? Repeating it once again for you. The offer is that I am launching the color coded printed concept guide for you for buying at $399 for CA Inter and $899 for CA Final. You can buy it for as cheap as $349 from me personally for CA Inter and $799 from me for CA Final, along with the free soft copy of the solutions guide, free soft copy of the MCQ guide, free soft copy of the additional solutions guide, free lectures uploaded on YouTube for the RTPs, MTPs coming up in the future, MCQs coming up in the future, and any kind of other supports which you have. At any point of time, regardless of whether you are a student from me or not a student from me, you will find my number on this books. You will find my number on this books along with this QR codes to scan all my platforms. Feel free to message me and ask me any doubts which you have relating to the subject. Regardless of whether you are my student or not my student, I'll be happy to support you technically. I'll be happy to support you technically. Technically, any doubts which you have from any subject which you have, from any faculty you have learned, I don't care. I don't care. As long as it is a technical doubt, I will be supporting you on that answers as well. On that answers as well. Yes, awesome. Yes, this was my offer for today. This was my offer for today. But wait. We are still not done. We are still not done. I told you, no, this material is more for you people than it is for me. Yes, I wanted to build a more bigger community for myself and for you to help each other better, And so today I feel that the students have more power than the faculty has. The students have more power than the faculty has. I believe that this material is more your material than my material, and so I'm happy to any feedbacks and changes. Keeping that in mind, I'm rolling out another offer. The other offer which I have is that I am calling on stage all my influencers. Today's market, you have become the king of the market rather than I am. I want to call upon all my CA influencers who are in the market, who run an Instagram channel or a YouTube channel and are very brand famous. When I say brand famous, don't worry, I am not expecting any number of followers. I'm not going to tell you should have this many followers. For me, every person is important. If I am starting a small channel, I feel your smallest channel is also big importance for me. As long as you are a CA influencer and you can do me the small support where you can review my book, post it on your platforms, whether it is on YouTube or on Instagram. If you can take my book, review my book, and give me your feedbacks, honest feedbacks, people. Please understand, I am not expecting any sugar coating. Just because I am telling you, don't come and tell in the book how, who, and everything. Not required. Honest feedback. If there is any problem in the book also, please be open about it. If there is any issue in the book also, please be open about it. At the same time, if you like the book to a certain extent, feel free to mention that as well. The offer is that if all my CA influencers buy this book, put a video on YouTube or Instagram reviewing the book. Understand, you should review the book, people. Please don't put shorts and everything. I want an actual review happening in the book where you're sitting and analyzing the book, moving through the chapters, telling them what you liked and what you did not like, or what recommendations do you have. If you can do that much for me, take a video, put that video on YouTube or Instagram. After a week, if you send me the link of that video on my WhatsApp number, which you will find in the book itself, if you take a link of that video and send it to my WhatsApp number, I will personally check the video, be happy about your reviews, and if it makes sense and if it satisfies all the guidelines, I will GPay you back the whole price of the book. So the offer is all for my CA influencers. You can get the whole Taxation 101 copy for free of cost. You have to pay the money initially, get the book reviewed at your end from a YouTube or an Instagram channel, send me the link of that video along with the invoice which you paid, whether you paid it on Amazon, Sitaraman, or you bought it from me. If you give me that screenshot, I will GPay you back 100% of the money without any questions, not even asking you why did you put this comment, why did you put that comment, nothing. As long as there is a review happening of the book which I can use for my benefit to improve the book further, for my future students, I will be happy to take and give you back the 100% of the book cost free of charge for you, with absolutely no questions asked. Yes, this is more for my CA influencers friends. Yes, because I know you have now become the king of the market and I want to play along with you. Feel free to review the book and get 100% cashback on your book. I will be happy to share it back. There is absolutely no time limits on this. There is no time limits on this. Whenever you buy the book, even if you post a feedback in the month of February or March before the attempt gets over, I will GPay you back the book cost that time also. I'll GPay you back the book cost that time also. I'm not putting any time limit on this. So no limited period offer like other faculties tell you. It is a full clear offer. You can get the refund of the book back after you complete the reading also. After you complete the reading also, once you have completed your classes, gone through the book, satisfied with the book, want to put a feedback, feel free to put it in the month of Feb and March, and you will get the 100% cashback on the book. The only request is it should happen before May 24. The only request is it should happen before May 24, so that in case there is any changes to make for the November 24 edition, I will take it to you. I will take it to you. Right now, as we speak, 50 copies have been uploaded in both Amazon, Seetharaman and My Place. This is the first batch. The balance batch is under printing and will be made available soon. The first 50 copies are available with me right away. Feel free to walk in, get the copies for yourself and enjoy. And yes, even if you're not a CA influencer, but if you feel like there is any change or recommendations which you have for the book, please do reach out to me on my WhatsApp or my Telegram or my Instagram and let me know what recommendations do you have. I'll be happy to change the book for your future generation. So feel like a faculty as much as I am. Like I told you, this is more your book than what is mine. It was always a free book. Now also it is a free book with just the printing cost. Only to support all of you to clear these exams and become my friends in this fraternity. Yes, so I want to see you soon in this fraternity along my side, as much as my other seniors, as much as my other old students have been. That is what my current offer is. I know I've taken too much of your time today, but I wanted to share this off with you because this is what I feel can make a market change for you in your May 24 and November 24 preparation. Yes, feel free to buy the book, expand your knowledge. Come to me if you have any guidance issues. Come to me if you want to take my classes and learn something beyond what you could have expected, and I will be happy to share this off with you. Going forward, any books, any videos will only be, any purchases of videos or any books given from my side will only be color copies, will not be black and white copies. So everyone purchasing going forward will have it as a color copy. For all my friends who are writing May 24 and unfortunately have a black and white copy, my sorries for it, but unfortunately that time we did not have the printings happening. Okay, the printings have only started right now. If you do feel like you want to restart again and want to take a material, feel free to reach out to me and I can support you on that. But otherwise, my recommendation, if you've already started making notes in your old black and white material along with me in the classes, anyway in the class I have ensured that even if you have a black and white material, it becomes colorful for you. So please don't worry about it and trust the material as it is. For all those people who are going to buy the classes from me or from any other platform which you have on an online setup, will be only issued the color copies of the materials along with the course fee. Yes, awesome. Thank you everyone for being with me till the last of it. I hope you all have a great journey ahead. The students who have written the November 23 attempt, I know this video is not for you so much, but anyway, I do expect you to clear faster. Come back to me later and be a part of the CA final journey along with the new material. For those who have written your November 23, this is more of an informative video for you for your CA final, or for those who are going to write for your May 24 and November 24, please do grab this opportunity because this will never come back. This is a one-time offer which I wanted to release to you guys because this is the first venture I've made on myself. I'm taking a chance on my decisions. Yes, please do support me on this initiative, not because it is any benefit to me, more because it is going to be a benefit to you. To the extent possible, I would like to extend my support to all of you in order to become a qualified CA as much as you deserve for it. Yes, happy festivities, people. I know there is no more festivities pending on the Diwali part, but a land of opportunities, India. You keep getting festivals. So any festivals you have going forward, please celebrate it to the fullest possible. Enjoy your studies. Learn like there is nothing else left for your future, and take care. Have a safe day. See you everyone.